And what's up, Stay Tuners?
Hello, everybody!
Yes, we have the crew back.
Yes.
After a 2-week hiatus, which kind of talked about a little bit on Thursday of...
It just doesn't feel right, man.
What, that we haven't been here in 2 weeks, or that I'm married now?
That you're married and there was no hello there.
I did that Thursday. I figure I'm going to try not to do it with you. So give you any ammo.
You see that, folks? That's called gaslighting.
But, yeah.
Well, congratulations, bud.
Yeah, thank you. And,
Took the big plunge.
Yeah, and everybody's making fun of me saying I cried. I did not cry. You could admit yourself. It was hot as balls.
He cried like a little bitch.
I did not. It was sweat. It was all sweat.
Nobody sweats from their eyeballs, you jerk.
I'm different.
Oh, yeah, you're different, all right.
But no, it was definitely a...
Next time
awesome.
You should listen to the priest a little bit, too. You got to repeat things 15 times.
At least I wasn't your wife that forgot your name, okay?
Oh, she knew my name, just 3 different versions.
That was the only thing that was going through my head the whole time was... Just say her name right. Just say her name right.
It's funny, too, because I think Christy was recording it, and if you listen, I reach over right into her ear and go, she knew his name. Pretty funny.
Gotta love our wives now. So, but other than that, how's been your week this...
That was stressful a little bit, working. Hockey season starting up for my son soon, so we're trying to get ready for that. It's been hot, really, really hot, 88 to 90 degrees.
Yeah, but also feels like 100, 105.
Right. So it's been, but I mean, I enjoy it, but like you can't get no yard work done.
Yeah.
So, and then work, it's even worse. But
even today with the heat, I got 2 cases of Miller Lite at home, and I was going to bring a couple up, and that's why I texted you. I'm like, no, I need some Lion Kugel Summer Shandy. It's a very refreshing beer when it's 105 degrees out. It cools you down.
Like heaven.
Cools you down to 65 degrees in your body. So if Lion Kugel, if you want to pay for your free advertisement now.
What? I know I've been drinking, but what? If you would like your free advertising, what? If you would want some free advertising, you let me know you could pay this fee. Jimbo had one too many refreshing Lion Kugels.
Listen, when I went to the graduation party, I had to drink Natty Ice, so...
Oh, my God.
Even I was contemplating not drinking it, but I'm like, it's beer.
Right.
So, yeah. So, kind of go over what happened the past 2 weeks since we've been gone with...
a lot of stories coming out.
NFL and stuff. And we'll start off with our 2 friends... Mr. Tyreek Hill and Zeke Elliott.
Oh, my God. What a way to get this is for ratings, isn't it? I'm ready to flip the table already.
Listen, some of our best shows is when you call out, the Knicks owner to fight him. And
hey, I'm just a representative of the people, all right? I'm not the only one thinking this shit.
Well, before we get into with Tyreek and Zeke, let me...
Representative to the people, my friend. I don't know about that.
Shut up!
Sorry, senor.
There's our good buddy Juan. But before we get into Zeke and Tyreek, another athlete, John Jones, back in the news, kind of I brought it up to you a little bit before we came on the air.
Is this like the free advertisement thing you just said? Because we said we're going to talk about them too, and now we're on John Jones.
Well, because you like to call out guys that are scumbags and want to hit women and stuff like that. So are you going to call out John Jones for... didn't choke out, but put a chokehold on a cocktail waitress at a strip club?
Well, and from what I understand, he also slapped her in the privates.
Yes,
the privates, her unmentionables.
And here's the thing, too. I mean, to this point, he every year since 2012, he's been involved with something outside of fighting, hit and run.
Right. When you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit.
But at what point do you start blaming UFC though, too?
I don't. I blame his mother for naming him something generic like John Jones. That's like Mark Smith.
or Marcus Smith, who was a big bust for us.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, no, I'm starting to blame UFC too. I mean,
no, they got to step in and protect their brand. But I'm calling out Dana White too. I'm sick of his. He has an opinion about everything until it matters.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The brand's failing. I hope you know that now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Bare Knuckles
it's going
down.
down.
Be up there. Bare Knuckles going to be up.
But not even that. We have that Bellator. Everything else
Yeah.
is picking up. I watched their cage fights. I was more entertained.
Yeah.
And a lot of stars jumped up over there.
Yeah, and they're younger guys now too. It's not
Right.
just the
I love the UFC better than anybody, but I mean they need to get their shit together.
Yeah. And what better way than one of your bigger pay-per-view sellers,
right,
to cut them.
Right.
And maybe, just maybe, this may wake John Jones up a little.
You think it's going to wake him up?
But you know what?
He hasn't woken up in how many years?
I mean, maybe not, but as much as I don't like Greg Hardy, look at Greg Hardy.
Right.
He got in trouble with the NFL with all basically same stuff. No NFL team wanted to sign him. Now he's in UFC and hasn't been in the news for.
Well, right. So it's going to take John Jones losing his career and going through hard times.
And that's why.
So goodbye. Nah. Hey.
Goodbye.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Hey Juan, do you want to fight John Jones?
Shit, it wouldn't even be it. It'd be like the little bull who couldn't run. I kick his ass.
Kick his ass, Juan.
I got my money on you, Juan.
Oh, thank you, Sonor. Now I'm crying like Jim at his wedding.
Hey Juan, I'll train you because I did make shoulders tap out twice with a chokehold that John Jones knows about.
Yeah, illegal.
So back to football, since training camp opened up this past week. Zeke Elliott and Tyreek Hill did not get suspended for their incidences.
How did Tyreek Hill not get suspended?
That's how I don't.
And we know I recanted on this, and I said I believe in this. What more proof do you want?
It's on audio. And here's the thing.
Oh my God, man!
The one thing I totally forgot about was he made the threats. Basically.
Right.
2 or 3 years ago, Jimmy Smith from the Ravens, a cornerback, did the exact same thing. Got suspended for 4 games.
Right.
So how? But yet,
I guess the Chiefs have money. I don't know.
But yet,
I bet you Goodell has a new sport coat that goes.
But yet, Golden Tate.
Yes, I said sports car and coat and went back to car. Yes.
But Golden Tate today got suspended 4 games for steroids, PEDs, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I mean, let's stay with them for a minute. Tyreek Hill's a piece of shit.
Yes.
I have no respect for him. It's confirmed. I've seen enough evidence where he shouldn't be in the league.
Or Sugar got.
I'm absolutely fucking fed up.
Yeah.
Zeke Elliott's just a moron.
Yeah.
He's, from what I understand, they don't want to re-sign him in Dallas.
And
now he's holding out.
Yeah.
Hold out.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that great. I really don't.
And you know what? As Eagles fans, I don't know if you also saw Amari Cooper. I mean, he showed up, but he said he wants $20 million a year because they got signed Cooper, Elliott, and
Why
Dak.
doesn't he... listen, punk. Go through a whole year and show them what you can do first.
Yeah,
you came in a little bit when nobody game planned for you with a new quarterback.
Yeah.
Shut up. It should be the Dallas Drama Queens.
And that's, as an Eagles fan, I love it.
Well, I mean, I do.
Because...
But I'm speaking as a sports fan. I'm like, what the frick?
Oh, yeah. But as an Eagles fan...
Doggone it!
They start fighting. Good. One team down. Redskins, let's all be honest, they're the Redskins. No,
right. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do at quarterback. And I think they're still building. I think they're not shit.
I think not John Gruden. Jay Gruden is on the hot seat this year.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it's him.
No, I mean, if you look at last year, and you'll see later in the show when we give our picks for the first 3 weeks, I mean, they got destroyed by injuries.
Right.
Alex Smith with that gruesome hit. McCoy, their offensive line, they were basically on the 6th backup. So as a sports fan, I'm actually kind of happy they gave Gruden another chance because that wasn't his fault.
But again, if they start playing with a I'm turning it into you. A quarterback controversy during the season and don't let him run the game plan with who he picks.
Yeah.
Then what?
Well, it's the owner.
Right.
They always said Snyder needs to keep his hands off, and he can't.
Well, that's the problem. It's like Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Until they learn that they have a specific role and stay out of the rest, then
yeah.
What are you hiring these people for?
And then when you look at the Giants, Like I said, Golden Tate suspended.
Right.
Corey Coleman blew his ACL out, so now they're down to their 5th receiver as their number 1 receiver.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I have a tryout with them tomorrow.
Sterling Shepard,
he's
confident.
out too.
Oh, he's out for what?
Broke his thumb.
Oh my! Well, play with a broken thumb, you pussy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So that's that about Tyreek Hill and Zeke.
I can't believe he didn't get suspended for pushing that security guard. Charges or not, it's disrespectful and ignorant. He's having contract issues. He's acting like a bonehead. I don't get it. Tyreek Hill should be out at least a year.
Yeah.
And dedicate a whole year to some kind of community service for children.
Oh, yeah.
And get counseling because that's ridiculous. And, I mean, that's that.
And I think the only way the NFL was basically trying to save face was like, we're not going to suspend Hill, but we're going to keep an eye on the situation.
Right. That's
to me, that's like, okay, sweeping this underneath the rug
right.
now.
And they stop it already.
Yeah. But again, like we said, Golden Tate, here's the story about Golden Tate, and I'm going to kind of take his back here. Right. Back in January, February, according to his statement, him and his wife went to a fertility doctor, started taking some fertility pills. I believe it was like a month later, he realized one of the drugs is on the banned substance.
Right.
Stopped taking it. He called up the Giants, called up the NFL offices, gave them a heads up, hey, I'm going to get popped for this. Even before he got popped,
right,
he gets 4 games.
Right. Well, again, why not test him then? See what his levels were? Test him in a month later. If he has it in his system, then we have a problem.
Exactly.
It's legitimate. Same thing with
Taylor Lewan.
It broke my heart.
Yeah.
Class act, good guy. Took a polygraph test to prove that he didn't realize Oselin or Ostatalin or something that helps treat osteoporosis was in it. Then I don't even know why it's a PED. It's like taking chondroitin. But he gets suspended. He passes a polygraph saying, I didn't know it was in there.
Exactly.
Like, I understand the strict liability, and that's so people just can't say it. But if you pass a polygraph saying, shit, I really didn't, I had no clue.
Yeah.
Then what the fuck already?
Yeah. And it probably wasn't like...
Oh, but you can beat the shit out of your kid, though, right?
Yeah.
Just don't take chondroitin.
Yeah. And, the Taylor Lewan thing, it probably wasn't big, bold letters, Osterin. It was probably... a little asterisk with a fine print, saying there's a picogram, Mr. John Jones, of Osterin in here.
Right.
And like you said, I mean, you got to feel for them because...
They're athletes, man. If it's not steroids and it's not drugs, like legitimate cocaine, marijuana, heroin, I don't give a shit.
Exactly, yeah.
Eat creatine, eat anything you want, man. You're an athlete. It's bullshit. And I don't know how the other fans feel about it, but I'm just getting sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
People get popped for stupider shit, but yet I guess I could beat a kid, push a security guard, and, act like a clown on TV.
But don't smoke weed.
Yeah, and God, don't take a supplement with some chondroitin in it.
Yeah. Something to keep you...
What's next? You can't take Tylenol for pain?
That might be on the banned substance.
Oh, my God. I just feel for him, and for all you fans out there, he put a video out where he explains it. And as much as I think he's a class act, I think he deserves the talk. Now, unfortunately, I'm not best friends with him and can't get him on the show, but here's a little snippet of his whole thing.
My name's Taylor Lewan. I'm the left tackle for the Tennessee Titans. And I'm making this video so it comes from me and from nobody else. And it doesn't leave anything up for interpretation. I received a letter from the NFL a few weeks ago saying that I failed a drug test for Osterin. Osterin is a supplement banned from WADA in 2007. It's known as a SARM. The way the CBA works is a strict liability policy. So I'm completely responsible for the things that are in my body, whether the supplement I'm taking has it on the label or not. I want everybody to know that I've never taken the supplement knowingly, and I've never cheated the game, and I never will. I have notes. Those things don't really matter. What really is important to me is that people know that I'm not a cheater. I went and did a polygraph test about Osterin and knowingly taking it, and I passed that test. I've never taken anything that would cheat the game. I'm so sorry to the Tennessee Titans.
I'll stop it there, but then he starts tearing up, crying. Yeah. He's a class act. I don't know what else. I'm getting goosebumps. What else more do you need? Why does that guy get suspended?
Yeah.
How come if nobody's ever had that, and if you could pass a polygraph, you get a one-time warning?
Exactly.
I mean, is this America?
Last time I checked, it is.
I'm flabbergasted. The guy's a good dude.
Yeah, and to kind of tie all these, Tyreek Hill, Lewan.
No, don't time out. I'll put them in the same category.
No, hold on. To tie it all together, that's why I said when I wrote an article this past week, kind of about UFC with John Jones. There needs to be more consistency with their punishments. UFC, John Jones, Conor McGregor, throwing the dolly in the bus, no suspension.
Right.
But yet, a UFC guy that's maybe a prelim guy gets a DUI. Goodbye, you're gone.
Well,
and same thing with the NFL.
And with it, I guess physical violence is okay and be a total douchebag of society, but non-steroids, pills, stuff like that's a supplement to work out, to keep yourself moving and entertain us. Yeah. You're a total scumbag, apparently.
Yeah. That's basically how NFL and UFC is.
And I understand again why they put the you're responsible for what's in your body.
Yeah.
But if it's not on the label, even how do you know?
Exactly.
That's
why I really think probably happened was it was such a.
Are you telling me we all bought into Hulk Hogan? Do you think he only ate vitamins and ate his milk?
No, I bought into he said his prayers every night.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
What you gonna do, brother, when Hulkamania runs wild on you? Ooh, yeah, Hulkamaniacs. You don't know what the Savage got for you.
Okay, you had me confused there because you started with Hulk Hogan and then you started to sound savage. And I'm like, what's he doing? Juan, are you playing with his voice again?
Just a little. You dumbass.
Listen here, you bastard.
So that is as far as that goes. I mean, I pretty much seeing everybody on Twitter feels the same way as me and you do. And speaking of Twitter, head over to ST Sports Podcast and give us your opinion about the whole situation. How can NFL make it more fair or stronger punishments for these assholes that want to be abusive?
It's just there's no consistency, and we've talked about this over and again. It's like beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
And
I really don't think it's going to change until Goodell's gone.
Again, shit's got to change.
Yeah.
And people are getting sick of it. The brand's failing.
So one thing that has changed with the Giants this past offseason, they traded Odell Beckham Jr. and traded him back in March, and here we are in July, and he's still whining and crying about the Giants. So
listen, man, that's like saying we know what kind of personality he is.
He's a me guy.
Right, but he was bleeding blue for how long? You're going to totally call this a crybaby bullshit?
No, but I didn't.
He was the face of the franchise.
I didn't like his
Gave him a contract and told he wasn't going to get traded. And then fucking behind his back, they go and trade him.
I don't think.
Do I think he's better off? Yes.
Yeah, maybe better off. But I didn't like his comment that I'm the reason they got prime time games at 5 and 11. Giants are.
And you don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that. It was
just
him.
You think it was Dion?
Maybe, because...
Oh, yeah. Throw the ball, Peyton.
So what about Barkley last year? Barkley going into
Barkley helped.
Yeah. So it wasn't just...
He wasn't known, right? No, but, I mean, you're going to say that. I think you're reading too much into it. You got to remember they're high-priced freaking entertainment.
Divas.
So, I mean... It took him this long to finally come out. He's probably been harboring it. He's saying what he's saying. He got it off his chest. If he moves on, I don't have a problem with it.
And the other thing, too, is he made another comment that he feels no matter what, he has to answer questions about it.
Right.
Wasn't there an Oakland Raider running back 2-3 years ago who said, next question? I mean, technically, he answered the question.
Right.
Next question.
Right, but how well does that go over? Then they crucify him for that.
He's answering the question.
Oh, Jesus, Jimbo.
I mean...
What about when T.O. left the Eagles? Did it stop? It went on for like 5 years. I was sick of hearing it.
And that was on T.O. He kept on bringing it up.
And it just came out T.O. wasn't the problem. You came and told me yourself.
I don't remember that.
Right.
Right. If you're talking about McNabb, I have nothing but great to say.
You know, I had nothing to do with that, all right? I was in Arizona. I wasn't doing crunches in the parking lot.
Yeah, supposedly the story came out that Hollis Thomas believe it was, what did I say? It was on a radio show or something like that.
Oh, you told me.
That no, that was my evil twin brother that just told me, so I'm just relaying it now. Yeah, Hollis Thomas came out and said that the whole saga that happened with T.O., when he got traded or signed, however you want to look at it, with Philly, the Players Association told him, don't sign it. It's so backloaded, they're going to release you, this and that, the other thing. And supposedly Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman verbally said to him, we'll take care of you. McNabb came up to him and said, listen, because at that point McNabb was the face of the franchise, said, I'll make sure they take care of it. Following years, when everything all went to hell, released them, and it wasn't just Hollis Thomas that heard the agreement between McNabb, it was the whole locker room.
Right, so then... listen, I'm not saying all the antics were worth it, but I can understand a guy getting pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, now looking back, and if this story is true, which you got to think it is. I mean, if it wasn't just Hollis Thomas, if it was the whole locker room.
Right.
I'm not saying I feel bad for T.O., but I see where he's coming from now.
I could understand how it blew up so quick.
Yeah.
And you could tell if you think back to a lot of the interviews between all of them and the breaking stories, McNabb didn't want to talk about it.
And that's why.
So, right.
You know.
So, side note.
Yeah, little side note, but so like I said, training camp started this past week.
Right. I'm open over here.
5 major holdouts so far, and I'll just name
5 or 4 because one of them goof and who cares?
Who's that? Melvin Gordon.
I like Melvin Gordon.
So we have Clowney from the Texans.
It rhymes with Schmelliot.
We have hey Juan, what name? How do you pronounce this name? Tequil Zelliot. I'm trying to be funny. It's just,
yes. No, senor. I like shoulders better.
Hey, I tried.
Don't try again, senor.
So yeah, Zeke Elliott is holding out.
Melvin
Gordon. Smelliot.
Do you remember that cartoon with the bear and the deer?
No. Bear.
Ashton Kutcher was the deer.
Movie or a show?
A cartoon, but it's a movie.
Yeah.
Open
range.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Anyways.
And they used to the really cocky deer. Remember the? And he'd be like, "See you later, Schmelliot."
Oh yeah. Yeah, I never watched that movie. But
bullshit.
5 times.
I'm on 13.
Well, yeah. So Melvin Gordon is another one. Yannick Ngakoue from the Jaguars, defensive end.
Yannick. Where the hell is Yannick in that?
N-I-C-K. Nick. Yannick.
Yannick.
Yeah.
Nick.
So I'll just go with Ngakoue.
I'll give you that
one. And then Michael Thomas from the Saints.
Yeah, I think he's jumping on the bandwagon at the time. He's hot right now.
Thomas was the first one, I believe, to start speaking.
No, I mean as far as receivers starting to throw a tantrum and get paid.
I mean, I wouldn't. He wants the $20 million a year. I don't believe in any receiver.
$20 million a year.
Huh?
I don't think he's worth $20 million.
But 15 I mean, for what he's doing as a third round.
I'd rather him over Amari Cooper.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right.
I mean, like when I was looking up the stories and stuff like that, he had like 125 catches last year. Their tight ends, running backs, and other receivers.
He was
combined.
A fantasy killer.
Yeah. You know, I mean, he was definitely Breeze's go-to guy.
Right.
And looking how big he is and just boxing out people, just throw the ball anywhere, he's catching it.
Definitely a good receiver, but I mean, he just came to light. Like, relax. I mean, we always have different opinion about these contracts because,
well, yeah,
you just want the player to play, and you know they got to make a living, but like you're squabbling over a couple million, and I know to us a couple million is a lot, but you've been making millions. Like,
here's my defense for Michael Thomas. I'm actually going to use Goku. Goku's a third round pick. Mm-hmm. This year he's making, I think I saw something like $1 million or $2 million.
Right, because of the third round, he's probably on the contract still, right?
Huh?
He's still on his original,
rookie deal. But with the third round pick, there's no player option that the first rounders do. He has more sacks, more hurries, all the defensive stats better than DeMarco Lawrence, D Ford, and I forget the other guy that just signed a $100 million contract, basically $20 million guaranteed a year type stuff. I think he deserves a huge raise. I mean, $1 million that you're outperforming these guys.
I get it, but you signed a contract. I hate this.
But he signed a rookie deal that was already pre-set up.
Right.
It's not pretty much not.
So until it's over, and then negotiate.
And he kind of is negotiating. I mean,
Right.
he's obviously, like I said, he's holding out. But if he doesn't show up till the first week, he can become a free agent at the end of the year.
Right, but he has to sit out the whole season.
Says, yeah. And you know, player as far as Melvin Gordon and Zeke Elliott, I blame Le'Veon Bell for this.
Right.
I mean,
that's what I mean.
He opened up Pandora's box last year.
For me, Yannick, I'm pleading to you that Nick Foles is on that team, and I want him to have a good chance. And you're needed on that defense, man. I mean, just I wholeheartedly get your money, but I think you need to be there, man.
Now, I will agree with you as far as how some of these teams respond, like Melvin Gordon. San Diego came out and said, we don't negotiate with players that aren't here. I know Philadelphia's the same way.
Right.
They've done that. And I totally agree. If you want a contract, show up and we'll talk. If you don't show up, you're kind of, I guess, in a way showing bad faith.
Right.
Or faith.
It's like a child throwing a tantrum when he can't have a cookie.
Yeah.
Well, you were promised a box of cookies, but you have to meet in a week. Right?
Yeah.
So the kid gets the cookies in and he wants 15 in a day, which is half the pack.
Yeah.
Well, no, that wasn't the deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, the next time we go back, if you're respectful and you can control yourself, we'll buy 2 packs.
Yeah.
I understand both sides. I just think, though, you signed an agreement, man. And you would have got that money if they released you.
If there's no guaranteed money, you get nothing. That's why a lot of these players get released. That's why Skandrick that we just picked up today.
Right.
That's why he was a free agent, because there was no guarantee money left with the Cowboys when they released him before the Chiefs picked him up last year. Let me ask you, though, as far as Melvin Gordon, take out the fact that he's holding out, take out the fact that you're against that and everything. He wants to be paid as one of the highest paid running backs. So, to me, when anybody says that, they think they're a top 3 running back.
No.
I think he is, but
I don't.
He has a Carson Wentz problem.
Right.
He's always hurt.
He's always hurt is right, but I still don't think he's a top 3 running back in the NFL.
Who's your top 3?
I mean, you're putting me on the spot right now, but I mean, if I was going to go top 3, I mean, it's tough.
I mean,
I would have to sit down and truly, so I don't unjust anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a top 3. I think he's a top 10.
Not even top 5?
Maybe top 5 in the AFC.
Okay. And
you gotta remember, there's 32 teams with 32 running backs.
And that's the thing, though. With nowadays, the feature back is gone. It's a running back by committee.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Much,
so
so
we'll just say
tough.
that the starting running back for each team, there's at least 32 running backs.
Yeah.
You're putting Melvin Gordon on the top 3.
I'm basing off of fantasy, basically, though.
It's not. But as an organization, do you care about fantasy?
I mean, if
we're looking at it through the owner's eyes, are we not?
Yeah. No. As an owner,
what they fucking doing?
I mean, I would put Elliott above him first, just because
I'd put Barkley up there, and he's only showed us 1 year.
Yeah.
I put him in the top 5.
Barkley definitely a top 5 guy.
Right.
Elliott, I put Gordon up there.
If Lev comes back and still plays the way he does, he's got to be up there.
Yeah. But
and really, wait till my man Sanders gets moving.
I don't think he's gonna get. Well, we'll get into that later. See, whenever you bring up Eagles, it's like, ooh, shiny. I want to talk.
I mean, there's a lot of running backs. I can't.
Yeah, there is.
It's tough, man.
I mean, you look at the Falcons.
Look about James Conner from Steelers.
Yeah.
He didn't have a great line. He was running like a beast.
Yeah.
And he's a great story.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd put him up there. At least top 10.
Yeah, I would do top 10 with him.
And I'd put Melvin in the same category.
All right, I guess I could see your point with
damn
that,
right
but,
you can. Winning.
Well, it's almost the end of the month, so I got to get my one agreement in with you. So.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of Clowney, you kind of brought up, and I've been seeing it, and with us being off the past 2 weeks, I wanted to kind of keep it quiet so we couldn't really talk to each other. There's rumors, and it's not like Adam Schefter or anything like that. It's like the second tier guys.
Right.
That the Eagles are actually doing their due diligence for trading for Clowney.
Right. That's pretty smart.
Yeah, it's pretty smart to look into it. I wouldn't do it.
Why?
First off, look at the line. We already got Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett, Fletcher Cox, and Malik Jackson.
Isn't this the same conversation we had last year when I was in agreement to all these defensive line? And you're like, oh, but look how it works.
No, hold on. Hear me out. So that's pretty much going to be your starting line.
I heard it, senor.
That's pretty much your starting line. Then you have Tim Jernigan, second there. We drafted 2 DNs that are supposed to push for time.
Maybe they're not ready yet.
Now, you're going to trade at least 2 first-round picks and a couple...
For a dominant defensive end, that's young.
He's not dominant.
He's going to be. Yeah. I think he was in a bad system there.
He has yet to finish a full season. That's my problem.
All right. Well, then same thing with fucking Carson Wentz.
Yes, and that's why I said this is... Even though we gave him the money, I still think we overpaid him because of the injury things. Now, he wants a new contract, and he wants $19 million a year. So you're telling me you're going to want to trade him to be
not
a second-string DN?
10 to 15.
And the franchise tag, he's going to pay 16.9.
Right.
So for us to trade from first off, he's going to have to sign the franchise tag. And then we got to renegotiate.
If I can get him that was in college...
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
He's got to stay healthy, too.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to him too much, but he is still pretty dominant in my eyes.
Yeah.
I was watching the top 100 players, and he came up, and they were showing highlights.
Now, the one stat that I did see was he was beating his block. He would beat it in 2.5 seconds. That's very impressive.
Right.
But did he sack the quarterback?
Well, maybe for different reasons.
But no.
He's against Marcus Mariota a lot.
Easy to sack.
No, he's not. He runs out. Get the fuck out of here.
He's not going to be in Tennessee after the season. Mariota will be gone from Tennessee. He's garbage.
You think he's garbage?
He's average. He's not a first-round draft pick.
I take him.
Okay, you know what? I would take him as Carson Wentz's backup because I have no faith in our backups.
I miss Nick.
I'm starting to look
Baby,
at
come back!
Yeah. So did I change your mind about Clowney? Would you still trade for him, or what would you trade for him?
Yeah, I mean, depends on what they're asking to trade, right?
I mean, the way
there has to be a reason that Philly wants them the way they do. We've trusted in their faith, and look where they got us.
No, I understand, but man, that's a lot of money to give up, though. Even if it's just a tag. Right. The way I understand the franchise tag is if he signs and we just trade for him for that 1 year, we're giving up 2 first-round draft picks. It's in the CBA or whatever it is.
Right.
That we got.
I don't know if I want to give up 2 first rounds for him.
That's why some people would do transition tag. It's a cheaper salary, but you're only getting 1 first rounder and maybe a third. Right. It's a little bit cheaper there.
And then you can restructure.
Yeah. But now, like I brought up, I'm not sure if it was me and you or a couple weeks ago, just myself, but when the Flyers traded for Hayes, yeah, we're going to be garbage this year again.
Fly, Flyers, fly.
We traded for Hayes. We traded for his negotiating rights. Right. So he was a free agent coming this off season. And granted, we got lucky. May have overpaid him, but to me, that's basically what we would be doing for Clowney. Trade for him and taking the chance that we could.
I understand.
That's just too much of a gamble for 2 first-round draft picks.
I think Cowie's too smart for that, and there's something else in the works.
Yeah. I'm just hoping, and this I brought up a couple weeks ago in one of my articles with Malcolm Jenkins was a rumored trading partner for Clowney. I would not do it.
No.
No,
I wouldn't trade him for that. No,
he's the heart of that defense, right, especially now.
You need him back there.
Yeah, I know Fletcher Cox. Obviously, he's the big name.
Definitely would not trade for that. No.
Yeah, he would definitely. I would consider him a first round draft pick. So instead of giving 2, maybe you give 1 plus
No.
him. But I would not do it.
I wouldn't even give just him.
Because just, again, I mean, before Malcolm Jenkins, when was the last good safety we had at that position?
Well, opposite would be Brian Dawkins.
But we haven't had a good safety before Malcolm Jenkins, except for Dawkins. Right. We went, what, a good 6-7 years before we finally solidified a safety spot. Then you bring McLeod in, solidify that side. Now we finally got some good safeties, and just got to figure out the cornerback position now. But, yeah, definitely would not trade Jenkins. As far as that, since we're talking about the Eagles, you know, yesterday I recorded a show with giving my first 3 games of the season picks. But before we get into that, a little bit of news and notes about the Eagles. So we brought Darren Sproles back.
Yeah, I know.
You sound excited about that.
Yeah. I'm not.
Now,
man. I like the guy, but you know me. I used to always think with my heart, and heart-wise, I'm happy, but I'm not team-wise.
Yeah.
I don't see a use for him right now. I'm sorry.
When me and you did the first show together, and we went over the free agency, or the free agents that were going to be for Philadelphia, and I brought about Sproles, and I'll give you credit. You said, man, if we could bring him in only for the $1 million, you know, that's what I do. I'd be willing to bet that's probably what we brought him in for. But I was all like, no, we got to bring him in, and this is before the draft. I'm actually against it now.
Right.
Because now you bring him in, you're going to have, obviously, Jordan Howard, number 1.
Right.
Miles Sanders, number 2. They're saying Sproles, number 3, which I would still put Clement, number 3, and bring Sproles in as a third down receiving back.
Man, it just baffles my mind because Clement has been so strong.
The only thing I could see why they put Sproles at number 3 and maybe bring him in is because to ease Clement back from the ACL injury.
Right, we got to see that. It's just my heart is switched. See, there you go. I was thinking with my heart because he did that great shit in the Super Bowl.
My big issue, and maybe I'm thinking with my heart, is my boy Adams is going to probably be gone now.
Right.
Because you got to figure Sproles is making the team.
Well, you think at least your boy, he'll get picked up somewhere.
Yeah. Please don't be Dallas with Elliott holding out. They already took Jalen Smith. I was so pissed when they drafted him. I want to
Maybe he'll go down to Jacksonville.
Hey, I'll be okay with it. You know,
see, we can have something to cheer for.
Yeah, I'll buy you a Nick Foles Jaguars jersey. I'll buy a Josh Adams Jaguars jersey.
I'm still waiting for my signed one from the Super Bowl win.
It's coming from the North Pole. Pony Express.
Canadian Mounties.
A lot of glaciers are in the way.
Right. That's funny.
But yeah, so Sproles got signed, and like I said, I'm not for it. I'm glad he's back with Philly, but Alshon Jeffries also came out, and this could be more of a PR thing. I mean, he's not setting himself up for a new contract or anything, but he came out and said that he wants to retire as an Eagle and wants to go to Hall of Fame as an Eagle.
Right. He won a Super Bowl.
He won a Super Bowl.
I think he has years in him yet. I think they'll make it happen. I think he belongs here.
Yeah. And if you remember when he was at Chicago,
I think he's also buying face back because of that drop.
Yeah, and I feel so bad for him because he had such a good game in the Super Bowl too.
And it shouldn't have came down to one play for the Eagles. So
yeah,
I'm not upset.
How many different situations was there that they choked with? You know, so
let me ask you though, real quick, going back to that because it still haunts me. If he catches that and Nick Foles wins it again, is it opposite of what we're doing right now?
No, I think they bring both back. I think Howie makes another deal with the devil because I know damn well he's got to deal with the devil. I don't know how he's pulling all these moves off and staying $20 million under the cap. I think he pulls off another way to keep Nick Foles. You know, whether he... Well, I mean, you never really hear like prorated contracts in the NFL, more baseball and you know, like Bobby Bonilla still making $2 million.
Yeah, every show we say it.
I
just like his contract.
I just love it. Like I want his agent.
Right.
But no, I think we would be singing a different tune if he didn't drop that and Foles and the team went on to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know, but didn't work out that way. Foles is in Jacksonville, and I still think we have a do you think with all the moves, Deshaun coming back, I love what Jason Peters says about Deshaun. He's like, I'm so happy he's back. Kind of wish we could have brought LaShawn back. And I think, and I'm like, dude. Well, hold on. The question I'm going to ask you, can you imagine if it was LaShawn and Jordan Howard together? Would be like the old.
I'm going to be higher on Miles Sanders right now.
I think
I was very excited about that pick.
I know, and I am too. But with him being hurt in the offseason, I really don't think you're going to see him too much in the first 4 to 6 games of the season. Sporadically, like give Jordan Howard, whoever.
Yeah, but LaShawn hasn't been healthy either. He's older.
But
and I always go off this, man. We put our pride in them for so long.
But he was good though.
Right, but was he good enough? Because we didn't go anywhere.
We didn't have a quarterback.
Why? Who was quarterback?
Next question, please. Hey, I was the quarterback.
That is a terrible impression. Okay.
No, I'm Rodney Pete.
Hey, he's selling Nugenics or something.
Yeah, dude.
With that fine girl from Miss Cooper. Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, hang. Yeah, that was a good show.
It was.
It really was a good show. So, before we go, I want to get your opinion on the first 3 games of the season. Like I said yesterday, we're about 6 weeks out from the first game. I figure we'll break down every week 3 games, every show, bounce off each other. So the first game is the Washington Redskins at home. They were 7-9 last year. We talked about how Gruden's team had so many injuries last year. It was just terrible. And Alex Smith just took his brace off his knee. So obviously he's out this year, maybe for good. Who do you got winning?
It's tough without watching preseason.
Well, and that's why this is called way too early picks.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously, I'm going to take Philly. What are you, high?
Well, no, I mean, really. I did take
Here's my
Philly
prediction.
too.
I think Carson Wentz gets hurt that game, and we have a fucking miserable season.
If Carson gets hurt that game, you're going to see a lot of players traded. I think we're going to get draft picks back because I think we only have like 5 or 6 draft picks for next season.
It's just I think we may.
And
I hope not.
Here's my thing that I brought up was, as of right now, you don't know who the quarterback's going to be. You got Case Keenum there, Haskins from Ohio State, Colt McCoy. Who do you think, as a sports fan, Colt McCoy is underrated as a backup?
No.
See, I think he's good as a back. Would you take Mark Sanchez over him?
It's pretty close. It's like
shut up.
A pickle and a cucumber.
Shut up. Speaking of Sanchez, he retired this past year. I saw one of the memes. Did you see?
Sanchez, you call me Sanchez?
No, it's your cousin.
That's not funny, you dick.
Oh, so he's the black sheep of your family. You don't want to be associated with him.
My last name is Rodriguez, you pompous asshole.
But the meme I saw was they had him next to Aaron Rodgers. How many butt fumbles? Sanchez 1, Rodgers 0. Championship games 1 or whatever. Like everything lined up for Sanchez, and I was like, so basically Sanchez is the better quarterback.
Again, we can go to look at the teams he had. I don't think he was terrible. I think at the end of his career he was terrible because he got such a beating.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I can't say. I mean, Colt McCoy never showed me anything. I wasn't that impressed in college either.
Really?
No. That's just me.
He wasn't no Cam Newton in college or anything like that, but he had grit.
So does Sandpaper.
He's got heart. He's got heart, Rock.
So did Rudy.
So, all right. So you got the Eagles winning. Again, give me a score.
34-31.
Wow, I didn't go that high. All right, for the Redskins, I had like 28-7 or something like that. Then,
Well, I think Carson throws 2 picks for touchdowns.
then week 2, we have Sunday night game against the Falcons at Atlanta.
Right.
Obviously, Julio Jones, we did shut him down in the playoffs, but that offense is still high-powered.
If Carson rolls and he doesn't, and he's on like he should be, we're going to win.
Do you think it's a shootout?
Yeah.
What's your score?
Not taking credit away from our defense. I think our defense wins that game for us.
Yeah.
So
I think that game I gave like a 38-35, 4 touchdowns for both quarterbacks. Like I think it's just going to be just a complete no defense, shutout or shootout. Then for week 3 we have the Detroit Lions. I mean, really, the Detroit Lions really haven't been good in years.
I think Patricia has that defense, and they're not no joke.
Yes, but what about the offense?
Well, again, but if we can't put up points either, and it ends up being 13-10, what's the difference?
Is that your score?
17-10.
Yeah, I think that one I had us going 2-1 first 3 weeks. I actually gave us the loss against the Falcons.
Right.
I think the Falcons.
You bleed green.
Well, I do. I'm more realistic with Julio. Down by the schoolyard.
Is he related to Coolio?
Yeah.
Let's stand in most our lives living in the gangster's paradise.
Have you seen him lately?
No.
Dude, he still has the Coolio hair from back in the day.
Right.
But, oh my God. He's just so old looking. Like, dude, you're bad. So.
Let's stand in most our lives living in the gangster's paradise.
That's probably how he sounds at a concert.
All my homies, hold up your ARP cards. Oh.
So I think that might be it for us this week.
Right. It was a good show.
It was.
Hopefully.
Before we go, head over to Twitter. Follow the show at ST Sports Podcast. Follow my personal one at Jimbo ST Sports. We don't really care what Shoulders is.
No. Hey, did you ever want to plan a party and get ideas?
Yeah, I got arrested that night.
But you can always go to prettymyparty.com and check that website out for party ideas.
Did they pay their bill yet?
Yes, they did.
As long as it's in 6-packs, I'm okay with it. Definitely go check that out.
I got paid, but
I know you did.
prettymyparty.com. What is it? prettymyparty.com.
Cha-ching. And then also head over to Facebook, like and share our page there.
Right.
We're going to be working on a web page soon. A lot of stuff.
Don't forget about YouTube.
I was waiting for you to say it. That's why I didn't say it.
Come on, YouTubers!
Like I say on my show, and Scholler says here too, if you don't want to listen to us on iTunes and Spotify, Google Play, TuneIn, and you got a party going, go on YouTube. Type us in there. Have it played on your PlayStation, stuff like that. Let everybody listen to. Help us out. Get some subscribers. Make sure you subscribe. Don't just listen.
Right.
Just follow. Subscribe.
Throw us a bone. Even if you don't like it, just subscribe.
Yeah. And then I think I got all the socials out of there.
Right.
That's it. Yeah. So till next week, definitely I'll be on. Recapping UFC 240, which is tonight. Hopefully we'll have Shoulders back, and we'll do week 4, 5, and 6 during one of those shows.
I'm day shift next week. We're good.
Right. Day shift at party.com or Prettier Party.
No, Don's Donuts.
Oh.
Get your donuts for less.
Looks like you got a couple donuts. But
well, it's better than you. You work for Don's Dildos.
Hey, they pay me.
I like Tico's Tacos.
So, Juan, I'll see you next week.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
So this is your good friend Jimbo.
Shoulders O'Brien.
See ya.
Peace.